Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic in the gaming world, the Nintendo Switch OLED versus the Nintendo Switch, and we'll also take a quick look at the highly anticipated Switch 2 that's coming soon. If you've been wondering whether the Switch OLED is worth the upgrade, or if you should just stick with the standard Switch or wait for the new Switch 2, you're in the right place. We're going to cover everything from the new display differences to performance, battery life, design changes, and of course, the future of Nintendo with the Switch 2. So, whether you already own a Switch or you're thinking about buying your first one, we've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of which model is right for you and what to expect in the future of Nintendo gaming. Before we get started, if you're excited about finding the perfect Switch or staying updated on the Switch 2, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. It helps us a ton and lets you stay updated on all the latest gaming news. Now, let's dive into the two current Switch models. The Nintendo Switch itself is super versatile, letting you play at home or take your gaming on the go. It's that hybrid design that made it such a big hit when it launched back in 2017. The standard Switch has a 6.2-inch LCD screen, and it's great for gaming. But then, in 2021, Nintendo released the Switch OLED, which takes things up a notch with a 7-inch OLED screen. And let me tell you, the difference in picture quality is huge. The colors are more vibrant, the blacks are deeper, and everything just pops. If you're someone who spends a lot of time playing in handheld mode, this is a game changer. The Switch OLED really stands out in terms of display, and it's clear that Nintendo made this one for gamers who want the best portable experience. But is it worth the extra money, or should you stick with the standard Switch? Let's find out. By the way, if you're loving this comparison so far, drop a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more content like this. When it comes to performance, both the Switch and the Switch OLED are nearly identical. Both consoles have the same NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip, which means that when it comes to gameplay, you're not going to see any major difference in how games run. Whether you're playing Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or Super Mario Odyssey, the performance is going to be almost the same. The Switch OLED does have a slight edge when it comes to sound. It has upgraded speakers that offer a richer, fuller sound when you're playing in handheld mode, so your games will sound a lot better without headphones. It's not a huge difference, but if you're like me and play games in handheld mode often, you'll notice the improvement. The sound quality makes everything feel more immersive, especially if you're in a quiet place, like on a plane or a train. Battery life is another area where the Switch OLED offers some noticeable improvements. The Nintendo Switch OLED can last between 4.5 to 9 hours on a full charge, which is about the same as the original Switch, but in practice, I've found that the OLED model feels a bit more efficient.